What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Lou Streets, and I am back with another video. And in this video, I want to kind of expand upon the video where I said that Online Kel exposed SonicFox's gimmick team in the last competition, right, in the Pro Comp. So it was a lot of meat riding going on in my comments for two reasons. First off, I think you guys intentionally misinterpret things when it comes to people you like, so you can make excuses for some people versus others. So if you noticed in that video, I said Online Kel exposes the gimmick team. I didn't say he exposed the player, I said he exposed the gimmick team. The second thing that you guys do is whenever people don't get along within the community, which this community ain't really much of a community, like people kind of just pick and choose and do whatever they do. We all just play the same game. We're not a community. I don't think the Mortal Kombat community is a community. I think it's a bunch of individuals who play the same thing. Some get along, some don't. But besides the fact, when people get into it, you try to take one isolated event and tie it to everything else. And what it made me realize is that Sonic is capable of doing what his fans aren't. And you will see what I mean in a second when I explain this. But you'll take an isolated event like me and him not getting along and think that any opinion that I have about him or anybody else in the community in regards to certain things is about like hating on them or something. But this is the thing. You cannot get along with somebody or feel like there's somebody and you really wouldn't see the eye to eye on certain shit and still acknowledge they're the best player. Obviously, we all know that Sonic's the best player. I think I said it in that video. I've said it in other videos. And I don't really make many videos about Sonic to begin with. This is probably like my fourth or fifth one in like, what, 7 years since I made this channel. But my point in this video in particular is because the main thing we were going over in the last video when it was a lot of meat riding going on in the comments. Now, granted, it wasn't everybody. It was like probably 65% that understood what I was saying versus 35% who just didn't want to understand. But it was a lot of meat riding going on in the comments, and that's because you guys don't like to give credit to other players when Sonic loses. You will say things like broken team, etc. Y'all said that about T1000. So it turns out, and you said that I highlighted that loss because I was hating, which I thought was corny because I've also highlighted when he's won tournaments. You know what I'm saying? I've also highlighted and streamed those as well. I've also highlighted when he's beat my favorite player, which is Ninja. I enjoy watching Ninja. And granted, me and Ninja get along, but Ninja's just fun to watch. Like, he makes certain games look fun, so he's exciting to watch. But I've also highlighted those tournaments when Sonic has beat him in certain events as well, right? So the thing that I wanted to show about this video is because I said that Online Kel exposed that gimmick team. You guys said, instead of giving Kel his credit, you guys said that you guys pretty much said that he was using a broken team by using T1000 and Movado. Now you're gonna hear Tweety voice in the background because I caught this live on stream, but then I couldn't find like the exact target time of where it was at. And I was watching some Mortal Kombat videos earlier today, and Tweety popped up with this one, and that's how I was able to find it again. So you're gonna hear Tweety's voice in the background. But this is pretty much the ending of SonicFox losing 3-0 to I want to say his name is Metazen. I hope I'm not butchering his name. It's like something like Metazen, I think, but I'm not totally sure. I don't want to butcher his name because of the fact that it's like Latin Americans saw that. But this is the Latin America MK1 Pro competition. So Sonic loses to a Baraka Trimmer player. He loses 3-0, right? But I want you to see the reaction because this is something that I think is really cool about Sonic, and I'm gonna show you what I mean in regards to this and his response versus how his fans are, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So let's go ahead and run the tape.
Gets him, bro.
It's over.
So it was a good set, but if you look, the dude is hyped, but look at Sonic. Sonic got a smile on his face. The background, they hyped up because they hometown guy won as far as somebody being from that region or being over from that region, beating the American player. But even you saw Sonic smiling, right? And you probably can't hear Tweety because I'm talking, but Tweety is pretty much saying that whenever he loses, he's salty, but when Sonic loses, he kind of smiles. This is what I think that is cool about Sonic that I think that his fans don't do, and my video made that really clear, right? So let's leave that video. Let's go back to it one more time. As you can see, let me rewind it just a tad bit. As you can see, when Sonic loses, you see the smile on his face. And it doesn't like a phony smile. It looks like genuine joy, showing respect to his opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, looking at the crowd, they hyped up for him and shit like that, right? But so, he ends up losing this set 3-0. So after that, he makes a tweet and it says, I got 9th. I think this is the first time in almost a decade I haven't made top 8 in an event. these players were so much better this time around. I got to reevaluate how I want to play this version of the game. And what made me see this, because I follow Honeybee, and Honeybee replied to it, crazy to see you not in top 8, but you'll come back stronger, no doubt, with Broken Reptile. And Honeybee always trying to get Sonic to like play Reptile and talk about this shit, right? But the reason I wanted to highlight this is because this is the point that I was trying to make, and I think this is the difference between a top level player versus like his fans that ride so blindly loyalty that like y'all just try to make excuses. Like Sonic, he shows respect to the competition, and what I think is dope about this is that what Online Kill is 15. I believe this young player, I don't want to butcher his name. Let me look at it one more time. This young player whose name is, I want to say, Maidenzen. I really hope I'm not butchering his name. I don't know how to say his name. Like, it's just hard to pronounce it. The letters are awkward. Like, I can't really like tell where the syllables bounce off at. But the point is that I wanted to say, when Sonic shows respect to his competition, unlike his fans do, I think he inspires the next generation of young players. Like, when I see these young prodigies, I think this is all his fault. Like, he's inspired like those younger players to want to be great because they seen him come up and do it, and I think it's super dope. I also think that it's super dope that when he loses in the competition, he loses gracefully, he still shows good energy, he shows respect to the competition, and that's what I couldn't stand about you guys in my comments of the Online Kale video, because it's like, y'all didn't want to show Online Kill no respect. Like, even when y'all was like, well, you know, Tweety beat Ninja Killer with the same thing 3-2. But the thing is, Ninja still won 2 games, and Tweety's not some bum off the street. And that's the whole point of the video I was trying to make, is that Online Kill is not some bum off the street. And in reality, when you see these stronger, younger players, who do you think they're inspired by? They're inspired by the first prodigy that came on the scene, busting ass at 14, 15, 16, and taking off and still being nice at it. I think it's dope that for him to say, I got to figure out how I want to, I got to reevaluate how I want to play this version of the game. Because it means 2 things. He's going to come back with a new team that might not be gimmick based, just a team that he think is strong. And even if you want to call that team gimmick based, it's nothing wrong with gimmicks. You're trying to play for money and stuff. You're going to do what it takes to win, or try your best to do what it takes to win. What I think is dope is the fact that he's showing his competition respect. That way, when people highlight the set, you can't come in as a Sonic meat rider and say, oh, you know, they're using a broken team. Like, no, bro, players are just getting better. Players are getting inspired. I barely even play Mortal Kombat 1 anymore, but I'm seeing the layers and the nuance go up as new teams and new cameos come out. I'm seeing the game kind of find a lot of creativity that we really felt like we couldn't find early on, and you're seeing different things. But the thing that I think is dope is because as younger players, you 100% got to credit Sonic with some of that respect. Just putting it, like, even if you look at the crowd in the background when they was hyped about him losing, let's look at it one more time. When you look at the crowd in the background, they know who just lost. They know that's the GOAT right there.
That's great.
Like look at the energy of the room. They know that's the GOAT right there. And even the guy who beat him, he's hyped up, but he still showed respect to his opponent. Still gave Sonic a hug, didn't try to pop off on him. And my thing is, if we have more of that energy that we see on this stage with you guys in the comments, that's what's going to help the Mortal Kombat community grow and people feel respected. Like, because I even saw like some of Tweety tweets when he beat Ninja. Y'all was like, he's using a broken team and da-da-da-da-da. Fam, everybody has their day. It's times when the GOAT has the broken team and finds a way to win. It's times when other people find a certain team and strategize a way to win. Now, I will say, Online Kale, he just was in the zone. Like, that's probably the best I've seen somebody play that matchup because of the specific things that he was like responding to. It was almost like he studied for that matchup specifically, so I thought he made that team for that. Now, some people are saying that team is just broken, but regardless of whatever it is, he still has to press the buttons. And my point is, nobody wants to, and Tweety showed us this, my point is that nobody wants to play their heart out, play better than they imagined that they could that day, have a really good showing, and then have you guys come in the comments and discredit them about their team. Regardless of what the team's tools is or isn't, you still got to make the read. You still got to not drop the combo. You still got to find the perfect timing. You still got to play enough defense so you don't get opened up. Like, it's so many different skills that goes into winning a high level set, especially when you playing against Ninja or Sonic. Pretty much, like, it ain't no arguable to it. Sonic is the best player. We know Sonic's the best player, and we know at the very least that Ninja's the most talented player. I kind of have them like 1A, 1B, or maybe Sonic 1 and then Ninja 2 because of just like official wins on paper in regards to tournaments. But my overall point is, you guys blamed it on the team. So what excuse would you make for this particular loss? And I'm not saying that to call Sonic out. I'm saying when he shows respect to his opponent like he did in that tweet, it's better for the community. What's not good for the community is one guy, when he wins all the time, he gets all the love, but when he loses, you guys bash everybody else. That's not a community. Like, everybody can't just be worshiping one guy. You got to make other players feel inspired and invested and involved. And when you show love, like what you're seeing on this, like look at this room. Nobody in this room probably thought that that player could beat SonicFox before this set. But by him beating him, that makes everybody in that room who's really invested in this game, that makes them want to potentially practice and see, well, if he can do it, I can. If Online Kel can do it, if MetaZim can do it, then I probably can as well. Or even if I can't beat him, I can just get as good and like inspire the people around me to play that way. And that's pretty much what I was saying the whole time in the video, but we had so much meat rotting in the comments because you guys are like, oh, well, you and him don't get along. Bro, we had one incident. Like, we had one incident. So all the videos I made before then where we never had that incident, and any video that I've made after the fact since we had the incident, we had one incident. You can't attribute one incident to hating. Like, no, some people like to see the community be dope. Even when it comes to me, I don't really love Mortal Kombat 1, but I'm excited about what the next Mortal Kombat game is, and I hope that it gets back to the glory where I enjoy it. But overall, when I play different games that I play, like Dragon Ball Fighters, Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 1, all the Street Fighter 6, which I play sparingly, I feel like Mortal Kombat is the most toxic community, and I understand it because it's violence in the game, it's, you know, fatalities and shit like that. But I think at the same time, Mortal Kombat has the biggest, farthest reaching net when the community feels like something that people want to be a part of. Now, if the game kind of bombs or doesn't do well, then that kind of hurts the community as well. But as we see, Mortal Kombat 1 has went into the right direction. It's just too little too late. Now, the next game, I think, can really restore the glory and restore the order. But the main thing is when we have great players that are playing great sets against other great players, great content creation, great streams, great tournaments, all these things, it's better for the community. And everybody wants to be celebrated when they get their moment in the sun. And that was the point I was trying to make about the Online Kel video. And you could be like, oh, Lou, you were being salty saying he exposed Sonic. I didn't say he exposed Sonic. I said he exposed the gimmicks within that team because he found the perfect solution. And I mean, that team, whether that team is broken or not, that team is perfect for that matchup. And as you've seen right here, Sonic said, the players were so much better this time around, I gotta reevaluate how I wanna play this version of the game. Him saying that the players are better, like when you have the GOAT acknowledge that the players are better this time around, that only inspires them to practice more and get even better at this game and whatever the next game is. And then on top of that, it also kind of puts the fire back in SonicFox's, it kind of gives them the hunger back because it's like, okay, other players are starting to catch up to me to some extent, not in regards to resume, but in this game, in this version of the game, the talent level is starting to get smaller. So how do I improve and move forward? So it does two things. It gives us new blood coming into the scene that's excited to be good at the game, that's getting stronger. And then it also makes our best players want to expand their horizons even more by finding ways to kind of keep pushing themselves away from the gap. So that's good for the lifetime of the game. Regardless if you love Mortal Kombat 1 or you don't play it that much or you like Mortal Kombat 11 better, whatever it is, in this particular iteration of the game right now, when the best player is getting challenged and the opponents are getting their credit for challenging them and being able to win sets in high pressure situations like this, it's good for everybody. What's not good for everybody is when one guy wins all the tournaments and then the few times that he doesn't win, you discredit all the other players who have their moment in the sun. Give everybody their moment in the sun. That was the point of the video, and I think it's awesome that Sonic showed love right here, and I'm hoping that his fans that come into my comments with all that meat riding, they see this and it inspires them to open their minds up and be like, you know what, we should give other players credit because everybody has access to the same tools. I don't want to hear about broken teams when everybody can play with every single team and every character available. So overall, a great showing by Sonic. First time not making top 8 in like a decade. So that's awesome because that gives him that hunger to come back. And you already know, like, when it comes to the mind frame of like a champion level player, he's gonna find a solution. Like, Sonic's gonna come right back and do some amazing shit we've never seen with some new team that he makes up. Like, he does it every time. And that's dope about him. But it's also dope because they keep the newer talent on their toes as well, because they gotta figure out his next problem that he's gonna create. Like, he's great at the game. And so, like, and that's the point I was trying to make. And even though we don't see eye to eye on certain things in regards to how we view content, the community, etc., he's still the best player, and by him being challenged, it pushes everybody forward because it forces him to get better, which forces everybody else to catch up. So the gap just keeps moving and the game keeps progressing. And then when the next game comes out, everybody is excited because we're coming off a good energy for the community as a whole with this game. So I hope that point makes sense. I know some people are going to come here and try to intentionally misunderstand it because that's just what you guys do. But overall, I think it's pretty fucking dope that Sonic smiled on stage. The crowd was hyped behind him. It would have been amazing to see him in top 8 just because we're just used to seeing that. But also at the same time, not making a top 8 may put some fire in his belly. And at the same time, we're going to see some new creative team that he comes up with. And then we're going to see how the community can respond to that because you know Sonic's not going down without a fight. And the other thing that I think is dope too is that I think this is the difference between like a champion level player's mindset versus like the meat riding comments, because you guys will say broken team, broken team, broken team. The top player will say, I gotta reevaluate how I wanna play this version of the game, which means he's gonna go back to the lab, come up with some dope shit, and I guarantee you we about to see him right back in the grand finals in the next few weeks or month, whatever the next big event is. We're 100% about to see him in another grand finals because he's just the GOAT. But when he gives other players his credit and it forces his fans to do so, it's good for the whole community. And that's the whole point I was trying to make about the online kill video. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Probably gonna stream some of top 8 as it comes around with the Latin America tournament. But overall, I just thought this was a super dope moment because you can see the energy in the room, and that energy in that room, that's how the whole community should be when anybody wins, especially like when it's a hometown hero or something like that. There should be positive energy within the community. People excited about competition, and people even excited about content creation. Because even though I don't play Mortal Kombat 1 as much, one of my most fun streams is when we streamed the last top 8 for or when we streamed like the last tournament for like the Pro Comp. That one I did like last week with I think that was the West region, or well, it was the East region, because it was when we were streaming Sonic game. That shit was fun to watch. It was fun to see all the players and all their different skill sets and their different tools that they're using. So I think that the community for Mortal Kombat 1 is we're going in the right direction, right? I just think that the next game needs to be amazing, but I feel like this type of energy, it takes us upward because the start was kind of harsh, but this takes us upward. But when we give other players their credit, it inspires everybody to be a part of the community. Nobody wants to win or challenge GOATs and anytime that they win be discredited, because it's like, well, what am I even playing for if you motherfuckers are not gonna give me my credit for the few times that maybe I knock the Mount Rushmore player off the top of the mountain, you know what I'm saying? But with that said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Batman Arkham Knight stream coming today, and we're also going to talk some more Mortal Kombat 1 as we see how this Latin America tournament turns out. Till next time, it's your boy Blue Streets. I am out. Peace. Congratulations to Sonic for the strong showing in this tournament, even though he didn't make top 8, and congratulations to the player that knocked him off. I'm really excited for just the community in the whole and like where things are going. I just hope that like you guys can see the bigger picture and give everybody their credit instead of only praising one player and shitting on everybody else whenever that player loses. That's the overall point. Till next time, it's your boy Blue Streets. I'm gone. Peace. Keep my eyes open for that. He really good with that. Gotta make sure I'm not flow charting. That's one thing about when you fight in a law mirror match. Gotta make sure you don't get into your flow charts because they know everything that you know for the most part.